Namaste, dear students. Welcome to today's English class of grade 9. This class is continuation of Unit 5 and today we are going to deal with Lesson 2 of Unit 5. The full name of our lesson is title is Criticizing and Expressing Degrees of Probability. In previous lesson, we focused more on criticizing using should have plus V3. So you should have done this, you shouldn't have done this. So in this way, criticizing was more focused. Today, in today's class, we will be focusing more probabilities. So how probability can be expressed, we will come to know about the ways or the structures, the vocabs related to expressing probability, I mean. Okay, so let's get to the reading, second reading. And I have set some questions, pre-reading questions for this second reading as well. So here are some pre-reading questions. Are you ready for that? Okay, don't worry, the questions are very simple. The first question is, do you like cinemas or films? Or even we can say movies. Do you like it or not? Okay, most of you might say yes. Some of you might say no, right? So if you ask me, I also like cinemas, but there are varieties. I like certain type of variety. Okay, can we move to next question? Okay, let's go. The second question is there any cinema hall nearby your home? Can you name that? Is there any? If there is, name that cinema hall. Okay, you can answer it to your friend next to you. All right. There may be or may not be. Third question. Are you ready for third question? And it is, how often do you go for cinema? In cinema halls? Probably less these days, because these days we watch in laptops, even mobiles, like, isn't it? So cinema is in our hand these days. We don't need to go to cinema hall. So, but even then we go for some time, right? I also go sometime, maybe very rare, once a year, twice a year. So it may be different to you. How often do you go? Next question. In your opinion, should there be cinema hall near to your home or not? What is your opinion? So there are several advantages and disadvantages of having cinema hall near to our home. So put your opinion. What is your opinions? Tell your opinion that cinema hall should be near to your home or not. All right, next question. Next question is, how may cinema affect to the people? So affect here, I mean to ask you positive and negative both. How may cinema affect? Are cinemas good for people or it has some negative impact? What is your view? Okay, let me give you some views that I have list over here. One is, it may consume a lot of time of people. So these days, time is very important, and watching Not all cinemas, but some of the cinemas are just like time pass, time consuming. So it takes lots of time of people. It's just like killing time, right? Next is people might not work as they develop more desire to watch movie only. So it could be sometime like getting addicted to watch a lot of movie, just like we people, are addicted to mobile, right? These days people keep on looking at mobile all the time. So it could be, if it is over more, then it could be like addiction. For certain time it is okay to use, so it is okay to go to watch movie for some time, but if it is more desired, it may not be good for us, right? Next, children certainly won't like to go school, so instead of going schools, they may like to go to cinema and watch movies. So this might be a problem. Next, probably elder people also may not like to go to office. So it is not only to the children, it might affect elder people also. Elder people also might not go to office, and instead of going office, they might like to go to cinema halls for movies, right? And yes, sometimes there are beneficial movies as well, right? So it may educate people. Sometimes it gives moral educations or informative films are there. So these are very good for us, our children. Okay, so there are some advantages of watching movie as well. But it doesn't mean that we keep watching all the time. Next point is, it could entertain people when they feel bored. Yes, this is a good way of avoiding our boredom. So whenever we feel bored, we can go to cinema, or either we can watch movie at home. These days, as I said, cinema halls are in our hand these days, so we can watch movie anytime. So these are the things that might affect people due to cinema. And here you might have noticed in these sentences there are underlines. So what are these underlines? Why have I underlined these words? Can you make a guess? Any guesses over here? Yes, that's true. Now let me remind you that our lesson is based on expressing probability. Yes. So these may consume, might not work, certainly won't like, people also may, it may, could entertain. So these sorts of words are used for expressing probability. What may happen, may not happen. So these are called probability. Not sure for, so there are degrees. So may, might, they indicates less probability, whereas certainly mean more probability. More probability is there. The percentage, the probability percentage is high in certainly. So may, could this have lower, let's say less probability in these words. So through these sentences we learn how to express probability. All right. So moving to the next, okay, let's move to next, and that is reading second. So obviously this lesson is related to going to cinema or opening a cinema. So it's related to cinema. And here it is like read the people's views about building a cinema hall. So it's about building a cinema hall, and people are expressing their views whether cinema halls should be opened or not. So let's go through their views and find out the way of expressing probability. All right. Uh, opening opening a cinema, local people's view. An entertainment related company plans to open a cinema in a newly developed town in the far western part of Nepal. So there was a plan to build or establish a cinema hall in the western part of Nepal. The company sent some of their surveyors mean the people who make surveys, people to take people's views before establishing cinema hall. Surveyors were sent there to get views whether cinema halls should be established over there or not. The views collected express the likely results of the cinema. Okay, here are their views. Okay, the first one is Harina Ramjali Parigaon. Okay, what she said she is from Parigaon. What she said, let's say. Surely the cinema will spoil our children. They are bound to take money from home and go to cinema instead of school. See, instead of going to school, children will like to go to cinema halls. The schools are unlikely to be able to control the children. The proposed cinema may be a big nuisance. Nuisance means something or someone that causes annoyance, that makes you not comfortable. For parents with low income, so it could be a problem for the parents having low income, because children would like to go to cinema and going cinema cost money. Watching movies cost money, so it could be a problem to the parents. And have you noticed the words of probability here? Of course, yes, right? Like surely, and then unlikely. So these are way of expressing probability. So you keep on noticing such words as well when we go through this lesson. Let's go to next paragraph, that is Jayamati Parki Lal Dhunga. Jayamati Parki Lal Dhunga. I'm delighted. It means I'm happy to know about the new proposal. So she is positive about the proposal of establishment of cinema nearby her home. The cinema is certain to generate jobs in our area. So cinema, establishing new company, new thing in the place means generating jobs, creating new jobs over there. So certainly cinema halls is also going to create some jobs over there. So that's why Jayamati is happy. And people are likely to learn modern trends through entertainment. So we are, as cinemas educate people, gives many lessons or modern techniques, modern things. So people learn as well from cinema, not only entertainment. So they learn in a fun way through cinema. So it's good. The cinema may bring new and suitable films for our locality. So cinema halls might bring useful films as well that suit the locality, according to their locality. People might get to know lots of things about cleanliness, education, human rights, safe motherhood, and women empowerment. So see, we are going to learn many things from cinema as well. We have been learning many things from cinema. So it's good to establish cinema nearby the home. This is view of Jayamati. And I hope you have noticed the words like may, certainly the words that I might, that I may, might. So the words I told you in the early, like this is, people are likely, this is also a way of likely to learn modern trends. This is also one of the way to express probability. Let's move to next one, that is from Bhandev Bhatta Chudeli Rupal. Okay, what he says, let's see. Only the FM radio kills half of our working time. So when there was only FM radio also, people's time were killed. It means this is quite a little bit against the cinema. The cinema is certain to consume the whole. All are likely to be crazy about the films once they see one. So cinemas can make people crazy. They might like to watch movie all the time. So it is like making crazy. People will be crazy to watch. They would like to watch a lot, time and again. Every time they might like to watch movie. Where to get the money for them all? So it is costly to watch movie. So single bread earners like me are sure to have very hard time. So bread earners mean the person who earns, like for bread or for to run the family, the single person who run the family by earning. So it could be very difficult for those people. And because they have low income, and watching movie mean spending more money. So this could be problem to them. And besides, people might turn not interested in their local cultures and melas. So our cultures are gradually influenced by modern ways, Western ways. So our own originality could be in danger. So it may lose by getting influenced from cultures of others, from cinema. So that could be a problem. The new generation may forget our long traditions and cultures. So new generation may not be familiar with our cultures and traditions, values, norms. So does anybody want to buy my land and house? I will migrate somewhere else. So she is very angry that he wanted to sell his land and home and go somewhere else because cinema hall is going to be established nearby that place. So he's very totally against establishing cinema nearby his home. So in this paragraph as well, there are the words like may, might, right? So notice these words. Next, Jagannath Bohra Katal, sorry. Jagannath Bohra Katal. It is a place name. So the cinema is likely to bring both good and bad changes in the society. So Jagannath is building rapport between for and against. So he says that it could be good, it could be bad. So our children may not give much time to their studies. The negative point is children may not give time for their studies, and young people will probably adopt the bad culture of selfishness. So people may become more selfish when they watch movies. So willingness and violence as found in the movies. So lots of violence are also shown in movies, some movies. So that may affect negatively to the children. But at the same time, they will get to know lots of new and good things. And the good point is that they get new things from cinema. The local authorities might not be able to systematize how often one can go to cinema. So it is not set by anybody that how often we should go to cinema. Anyway, you can't prevent something that is taken as a sign of development. So anyway, the establishing cinema is sign of development. So you can't stop that. You can't stop changes. You can't stop developments. So that is the view of Jagannath. And here also you can notice the words can't, like may, will probably, these are the words that you need to notice. Will get. Okay, so we have done with the reading. We have done with reading. Now we move to exercise. Exercise number 1 is, okay, enrich your vocabulary. Now read the text above and choose the best alternatives. So reading the text above, we have alternatives here. We have to find out the word, similar meaning of the word given here. So like number A, the word spoil as used in a sentence means. So the particular sentence, like the surely cinema will spoil our children is the sentence. Surely cinema will spoil our children. So what does it mean? So it means spend much time, form bad effect on character or behavior, or improve. What is it? Can you make a guess? Okay. The right answer is second one. That is form bad effect on character or behavior. So that is the answer. Let's move to number B. To generate jobs also means to. Okay, what is it? Give, create, or simplify. What is it? So it says that the cinema is certain to generate jobs in our area. So what does it mean? Generate mean give or create or simplify. Let's see what is the answer. The answer is, okay, again this second, and that is create. Let's move to next number. Number C, something that causes troubles is described as so what is it? Violence, disinterested, nuisance. What is it? Have you found? Okay, it is easy. The answer is nuisance. So it is going to be a troublesome like. Okay, next, number D. A proposal is a plan. What type of plan is a proposal? New, proposed, progressive. What sorts of plan is it? Of course, it is new, but all new plans are not proposal. It is progressive, but all progressive plans are not proposal. So finally, the answer is proposed plan. So proposed plan is a proposal, right? Let's move to number E, and number E is willingness is the cleverness at. So what is it? Cleverness at getting the correct answer, getting what one wants, cheating others. Have you made guess? What is it? Okay, it is again number 2, getting what one wants. Okay, this is the end of exercise. Enrich your vocabulary. I hope you have enriched your vocabulary through this exercise. Now let's move to the find and list out. Next activity. Find and list out. The people's views above mainly convey the following 4 degrees of probabilities. Find the sentences and put them under the correct headings. So these are degrees of probability. Like something will certainly happen, something may or might happen, something may or might not happen, something certainly won't happen. So 4 degrees are here, and what we have to do is we have to bring sentences from the previous lesson. Previous lesson means reading 1. You have to bring sentences of reading 1 and reading 2. Reading 2 especially. Okay, so let's find those sentences You can find from reading 1 and reading 2 for this. Like, okay, something will certainly happen. Children are born to take money and go to cinema instead of schools. So this is what will certainly happen. Now something might happen is all are likely to be crazy about the films once they see them. So likely word expresses that it may. So something may or might not happen. Let's get example of that. Our children may not give much time to their studies. So this expresses that might not or may not happen. The last one is something certainly won't happen. Certainly won't happen. What won't happen is you can't prevent something that is taken as a sign of development. So this is certainly won't happen. These are not the final answers. You can find many more other sentences in the lesson. So these are examples only. Find out all the sentences that may express the probability, degrees of probability, these 4 degrees of probability. So find out some more sentences, some more examples. Now, this is the end of second reading, and we have completed all exercises as well. Today we have one more lesson about grammar as well. So let's get into the lesson grammar. In the debate above, different people criticize others by using should not. So we have learned how to criticize positively. Criticizing here means, it doesn't mean that we criticize negatively, just pointing out the negative effect. Criticize here is just like constructive feedback. Somehow how to criticize positively. It could be another way. So we can say, if it is done, it could be, I'm not agreed with this, but it could be like this. Or you can say, opponent might be correct, but I suppose this one. So this is the way of criticizing. We do not totally criticize negatively while criticizing. We do not just point out negative point. So that is how we criticize. So that is polite way. So using should and should not is a polite way of criticizing. Politely we have to express that. Okay, example. You should learn to be satisfied. There is an example. You should learn to be satisfied. And I have 2 more examples for you. One is, we should strive for success. We should strive for success. And another is, we should always long for progress and forget to cherish what we have. So these 2 sentences I have taken from the first text, and the context is this. Uttar says that we should strive for success. So from there I have taken this line, this portion, and then another is progress and full sentence. You are right, but it's not that we should always long for progress and forget to cherish what we have. So this is what taken from Chandra's view. Now let's move to next, study time. Are you ready? Okay, so study time, there is one example. Study the following dialogue. Okay, let's study this dialogue. You can study this dialogue in pair, as there are 2 people talking about a thing, expressing their views. Okay, like Sylvia, I don't seem to be able to lose weight. So Sylvia is putting forward her problem. I don't seem to lose my weight. So Gauri, it's your own fault. You should do some physical exercise in the morning. So this is one of the way of suggesting as well. But here, criticizing. The Gauri, Gauri is criticizing Sylvia that she had her own fault, that is, she should do some physical exercise. You should not sleep so much. So should and should not, both, use of both words. Next, Razbar, I got only third division in the final exam. Razbar has a problem that he got third division in the final exam. Girdhari Lal. Okay, Girdhari Lal says you should have practiced more. You should not have wasted your time. So this is also criticizing. Now there is exercise. Okay, so there are many situations, 5 situations. A always fails in his exam is the problem. Now you have to criticize positively. Like, okay, I have brought here example. It seems to be very tough for me to get through this exam. I always get failed in exam. You should strive more to get success. So should, use should and should have. In this way, you can do number B as well, like B can't sleep well at night. So B says, I can't sleep well at night. So another person should criticize it. You should not have taken much tea or coffee. You must have switched off all televisions or other technical devices. So it could be many suggestions in a form of criticizing. So C never gets good marks in English. So this is also in this way. C, this one feels very angry, is always late for school. So similar to I and II, you put your view, criticize using should and should not. Let's move to next exercise. That is, look at the situation below and say what the person should not have done or been doing. Like, the baby picked up the burning candle. Mother was not watching the baby. The baby's hand was burned. So what could be? Okay, I have brought example for this one. Like, the mother should have been watching the baby. Mother shouldn't have kept burning candle near to the baby. So should have, should not have. Using should have and shouldn't have, right, criticize it. Of number 2 as well, like Palisa closed her eyes and ran down steps. She fell down and sprained her leg. For this, you give your opinion, should and should not have. Chirikaji drove very fast. He collided with a stationary truck. So similarly, do I, we. So according to the example, do your exercise. And we have 2 more exercise over here, that is put into practice. Take any one of the topics, skill or knowledge, wealth or wisdom, peace or development, for debate and ask for the opinion. So ask for opinion, this is expressing opinion. The way of expressing opinion is using this is my opinion, beliefs, I believe that. So here are the example, like, I strongly believe that wisdom is more important, because if you are wise and if you are wise, because if you are wise, you can earn wealth. In my opinion, if there is peace, then only development can foster. So in this way, we express our opinion. Okay, now let's move to the final activity, that is, think of the condition you are not satisfied with your school or locality. Find out responsible persons for the same and criticize them. So let's criticize the people who do wrong deeds. Like, people should be planting more trees because they have been cutting down, right? So people should not have cut down or chopped down many trees. So this could be the another one is people should have thrown garbage in the dumping sites, and people should be using eco-friendly cars. So these could be are the ways. So you find out some more ways like this, and you can complete your task. So I hope you have learned how to criticize positively using should and should have, and then express probability using may, might, certainly, all and that. So this much for today. Thank you. Namaste.